It's Friday, end of the week. 5-star shows. Always we give you 5-star shows on Friday. We promise you a 5-star show to wrap up the week or double your television viewing pleasure back. 7th day of June, 2024. I'm Dan Coons. Before we get into the gist of a pretty busy show, we have one of those scenarios that happens occasionally. We have 5 pounds worth of programming and a 4-pound bag to put it in over the next hour. Programming reminder. Seniors are commencing to exercise. It's that time of the year, and we will have both the Wenatchee High School and Eastmont High School graduation ceremonies. The commencement exercises tonight for you. In case you can't make it to the Town Toyota Center at 6 for Eastmont's, or leave off the field to the Apple Bowl at 8 o'clock for Wenatchee's. We will have Eastmont's at 6 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center, and as soon as that's over, we will switch live to leave off the field at the Apple Bowl for the Wenatchee High School class of 2024 commencement exercises, which will begin right around 8 o'clock, so we'll have both of those for you today. And the next Tuesday, June 11th, we will have the West Side High School commencement exercises. That will also be held at the Town Toyota Center. Want to let you know about that. So this news at 6 o'clock tonight will be preempted, and the 10 o'clock edition of the news will probably be a little bit later. It depends. Each commencement exercises lasts about 2 hours and 18 minutes, give or take a couple. The actual broadcast of the commencement exercises, so you'll want to plan that out as well. It's going to be a beautiful day, or tonight anyway, for outdoor festivities. They do it outdoors because they shoot off fireworks at the end of Wenatchee's commencement exercises. So there you go. You're good to go for tonight. 57 degrees, lots of sunshine. Going to be a beautiful day today. Not quite as warm as they were anticipating. They were supposed to be that big ridge of high pressure, which is supposed to move to the northwest and kind of come pretty close to us here. It kind of isn't going to do that now, which means we're going to back off the temperatures a little bit. But it's still going to be plenty warm. In fact, downright pleasant. Forecast details are on the way. Mariners win, Apple Sox win. We like both of those things. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. There's lots of news to get to. And don't forget this Sunday, it's the Grace Lutheran Church in Wenatchee. It is the big fundraiser for Mobile Meals. We'll check in with Trish Blevins. Once again, the Glad Song Community Choir is going to be singing their hearts out on Sunday afternoon. It's by donation to help out the good folks at Mobile Meals. We'll hear from Trish in the back half of the program. First things first, our cameras. Let's see what we have. They should all be spectacular this morning, beginning with the Wenatchee Heights camera, which always begins our festivities, batting leadoff. Yesterday at this time, we had a few high clouds above Badger Mountain. That is not the case today. And above Birch Mountain, too, I might add. As you can see, pretty clear and wide open, still a little green on the hillsides. We'll start browning out. There is no rain at all in the forecast, although we will start cooling down, by the way, by the time we get to the middle part of next week. Good morning to another large body of water, Lake Wenatchee. Looks spectacular, smooth as glass. The snow continues to melt there. Dirty Face has been bereft of snow now for about a week or so, so it's beautiful weather up at Lake Wenatchee. Don't know what the mosquito situation is up there. Can be a little on the bitey side, especially Fish Lake, which is just off to your right there. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. Beautiful view from our Bear Mountain camera up to Lake Chelan. Look at that. Yeah, Lake Chelan will be hopping. As you can see by the shoreline, they're not quite all the way there yet. They still got about another 3.5 to 4 feet of spillage to come in out of the Stehekin and all the area creeks that feed into Lake Chelan. Of course, they can control the level of the lake, and they're not quite all the way to the top. They got another 3.5 feet or so to go, but that's a beautiful view looking up Lake Chelan from our Bear Mountain camera, and a slight little slice of Manson to your right. And finally, let's say good morning to Waterville, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. That is Waterville in your lower right-hand camera. That's from our Rude Canyon camera with a stunning view there. Just beautiful. Good morning, Waterville. It's always good to see you. 2 slides to show for you. First of all, our forecast high temperatures, and again, we're going to show you the slide because it shows you some areas that we don't normally spotlight during the morning show. I'm talking about Chelan, Moses Lake, Omak. These are your forecast highs through the weekend into the middle part of next week. As you can see, we're going to have a cooling trend. Everybody's going to top off with their warmest temperatures, it looks like, on Saturday, with some locations in the lower 90s. We're going to be close to 90 tomorrow on Saturday, but not quite there. Again, they've backed off the temperatures a little bit. Still very warm. This is obviously the warmest temperatures of the year so far. And since we're probably not used to the heat, friendly reminder of how you beat the heat, which is don't be stupid. That may be the best way to go about doing it. Just, remember that the heat can come up and catch you real quick if you're not paying attention. So use a little common sense, wear lightweight clothing, get in the shade when you can. If you have to be outside in the heat of the day, 2:30, 3, 4:30 or so, make sure you got your sunscreen on, and we'll get through this little mini heat wave just fine. I mean, it's going to be warm, but we've had it a lot hotter this time of the year in years past. By the way, sunrise this morning, 5:05, sunset tonight, 8:55, 15 hours and 51 minutes. This is about as long as the days that we're going to get, and we're going to stay right around at least 15 and a half hours of daylight, really for another month or so, with the summer solstice coming up 2 weeks from today. From the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. Sunshine right around 88, so we're going to be a few degrees warmer than yesterday. We hit 83 officially at Pangbourne. We also had a few more high clouds yesterday, which kind of filtered the sunshine. That's not going to be the case today. 59 for the overnight low tonight, right around 90, 91, we think, for the afternoon high on Saturday, because we're going to have a warmer start to the day on Saturday morning. Right now in Wenatchee, it's 57. Yesterday at this time, it was 52, so we're 5 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago, which is why we think our afternoon high is going to be about 5 degrees warmer than yesterday. A little cool down on Sunday, partly sunny at about 87. Cooler still on Monday. It's going to be a little breezy on Monday with a high of 83. Then we cool down to just about normal. It'll be nice, 77 with lots of sunshine and a little wind on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Nothing but sunshine. Warming up to peak on Saturday, then a slight cool down into the early part of next week. Chamber of Commerce weather, as they used to call it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. The family at the Epledahlin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epledahlin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epledahlin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epledahlin Independent and Assisted Living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Let's go! Put your hands together for the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. This isn't just basketball, people. This is where what just happened happens all the time. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters 2024 World Tour presented by Jersey Mike Subs at Town Toyota Center on June 16th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
A lot of sunshine, 57 degrees, upper 80s today, close to 90 Saturday, a little bit of a cool down Sunday and into the next week. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The Numerica Performing Arts Center has tapped marketing professional Katie Grove to serve as interim executive director. Grove, who has previously worked for Confluence Health, CMI Orchards, and Columbia Valley Community Health, she fills the position left behind by J. Woody Lotz. Of course, Lotz left the pack at the end of last year to be closer to his family in Arizona. In a press release, board chairperson Steve Robinson said the board aimed to find somebody for the role with a background in budgeting and financial matters, and said they had a preference to hire somebody from the area. Grove begins work in mid-June ahead of the popular Hot August Nights performances and the announcement of the upcoming season for 2024 and 2025. Chelan County commissioners are taking a new look At Omi Gardens, the county park on the bluffs above Wenatchee. Last year, the county lost an estimated $33,000 during the operating season at Omi Gardens. And Commissioner Tiffany Gehring told her peers last week that efforts to make the park profitable haven't succeeded. The park also received $150,000 in tourism and convention grants, but Gehring says Omi Gardens probably shouldn't qualify for that money, which is drawn from the lodging tax.
At some point, and I know budgets are coming up, I want to have that discussion about what does the future of Omi look like for us? And do we, I mean, we do see it as a community asset, but is it worth X amount of dollars that we dump into it every year? Is it something we consider remitting to the state?
Trial is approaching for the rabbi who's been facing trial, or charges anyway, on domestic abuse. These charges date back for 3 years. 50-year-old Isaac David Heckman, he's from Dryden. He's the pastor of a church known as the Assembly of Called Out Believers, and he's scheduled to go on trial on June 24th in Chelan County Superior Court. Heckman was charged in April of 2021 with 3 counts of second-degree assault for allegedly beating and choking his former partner. County prosecutors and Heckman's attorney says the case has been dragged out by a lengthy investigation. Along the way, Heckman also succeeded in having charges of witness tampering, cyberstalking, and violating a protective order thrown out. Heckman's church combines elements of Christianity with Judaism and readings from the Torah. The Washington State Court of Appeals has overturned 8 out of 10 convictions for an Okanogan County man for violating a no-contact order. Jose Agustin Sanchez is 40 years old. He's currently serving 20 years in prison for a 2021 rape and assault conviction. He was additionally sentenced to 12 months for repeatedly contacting a domestic violence victim from jail. He was prohibited from doing that by a judge's order. But the Court of Appeals said yesterday that Okanogan County prosecutors failed to provide the jury with dates when 8 of the alleged calls from the jail were made. Sanchez must be resentenced after the appeal, but the order will not shorten his 251-month prison term. He remains in custody at the Airway Heights Corrections Center. The driver who caused a 3-vehicle wreck in the Wenatchee Heights area last fall has to serve 2 weeks of work release or community service. 19-year-old Diego Ordonez of Wenatchee pleaded guilty Wednesday to vehicular assault in the November crash in the 1400 block of Wenatchee Heights Road. Ordonez was believed to have been speeding when he struck one oncoming vehicle, which was then struck by a third. He was initially charged with intoxicated driving, but under his plea agreement, he admitted only to driving recklessly. Ordonez must commence his sentence by June 24th. A Moses Lake High School teacher and a Quincy School District employee are the recipients of the North Central Educational Service District's Regional Awards. They hand them out every year at this time. Christy Bishop is a math and finance teacher at Moses Lake High School. She was selected for the 2025 North Central Regional Teacher of the Year. One of her courses teaches upperclassmen how to create a financially independent budget. That's where students research possible expenses like rent or internet. Maria Valley, the outreach coordinator for Quincy Schools, was selected as the 2024 Regional Classified School Employee of the Year. She works alongside the district's migrant programs to address the needs of families. Both Bishop and Valley are now eligible for state honors through the Washington Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction. Those state honors will be announced in September. And the annual Pangbourne Festival of Flight is almost upon us. It'll be a couple weekends from now, the 21st and 22nd. The festival returns to the Valley. This year's festival, they're going to do something a little different. They're going to show a movie right there on the tarmac.
All right, so to begin, would one of you be willing to explain the significance behind the festival and why it's an annual event here in the Valley?
Yeah, so we really wanted to highlight the first nonstop trans-Pacific flight that happened back on October 4th in 1931, where Clyde Pangbourne and Hugh Herndon left Misawa, Japan, and took them 41 hours to fly and crash land in the bluffs of East Wenatchee. So we really want to tell that story to our community.
Perfect. So tell us a bit about what fun activities and events will be happening at this year's festival.
I'll give it a shot. So we've got a lot of airplanes that will be on display, which is fun. We got some interactive exhibits. We've got a small little exhibit hall. People can come and stop at different booths. I think there's been face painting, kids activities like that. Food trucks available. It's open and free to the public, other than purchasing food and airplane rides. But there's going to be a lot of things that are on display, some demonstrations. There's like I said, the interactive exhibits. It's a fun time on a Saturday afternoon. There's no better place to be than on the airport.
Yeah, we'll also have the Taiko drum group from Japan Creative Arts. They'll be performing, and we also have America's First Core Band. Their jazz combo is going to come and do a couple performances throughout the day.
All right, so tell us, is there anything new happening for this festival?
New on the night before, we're having a movie on the ramp. We're going to show Top Gun Maverick on the ramp, so we're looking forward to that. Again, that'll be free to the public to come out and sit on the apron and watch a movie about aviation, so we're excited about that.
We'll also have food vendors and a beer garden that night also.
How fun.
So people can bring their own chairs. We just ask no outside food or drink, no coolers, and no canopies.
All right, and everyone's just free to go ahead and park right here at the airport?
Parking is free at the airport for that event, for both events, on Friday night and Saturday's event.
Would you mind telling everyone when this event will be, as far as the time the movie begins and then just the general other activities for the festival?
So Friday night for the movie, that will be June 21st. The movie starts at 9 p.m., which is about dusk. And then the gates actually open at 8 p.m. So you can come in early, grab a seat, grab a drink, grab some food, whatever you want. And then the movie's about 2 hours long, so we're expecting it to be done around 11-ish. And then we'll start up the next day at 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. for the festival itself.
Awesome. Are you expecting this first movie on the tarmac to have a really big turnout?
I think so.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah. I know before we start the movie, I think we were going to show the documentary.
Yes.
Yep, so we're looking forward to that as well.
Which documentary would that be?
The documentary that Vortex Productions did a couple years ago about the historic Miss Vidal flight. So it's about 35 to 40 minutes long, so we'll start that around 8 o'clock when the gates open and have that playing while people are getting situated.
Again, that is June 21st and 22nd at Payne-Bourne Memorial Airport. And that's the news at 18 minutes after the hour. Once again, our 6 o'clock news will be preempted tonight with the Eastmont High School Class of 2024 commencement exercises. So we will have the news at 5 o'clock, and then no news at 6, and then a little after 10 o'clock, as soon as the Wenatchee High School commencement exercises concludes, we will have our 10 o'clock edition, probably right around 10:20 or so you can find out what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, by golly, download our app. Pick up your smartphone and QR code away. We have an app. In fact, our news will be up and running on our app, and it'll be accessible on our YouTube page and our Facebook page and our homepage, ncwlife.com. But don't forget, with commencement exercises tonight, you can watch them live by going to our homepage, ncwlife.com. We'll have the live stream up and running for both commencement exercises. If you like the Mariners and you like the Apple Sox, you liked Thursday. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Have you noticed how expensive it is this summer to feed a family at most restaurants? Even a burger basket for 6 people can run you $60. But at Abby's, you can still feed a family of 4 to 6 for less than $26. Real value. That's one more reason we're legendary. We know what Abby's customers like on their pizza. Meat. Lots of meat. That's why this month, we're piling on the classic pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and beef. Abby's Triple Topper has the meat you love, and right now, it's on sale. Order your Triple Topper at abbys.com.
"21 minutes after the hour, Bryan Woo and 3 relievers combined on pitching a 2-hit shutout. That's good. When you only give up 2 hits, you win. And they did. They beat Oakland 2-0 on yesterday. Woo allowing 2 hits and struck out 6 in 6 innings.
There you go. High fly ball deep left. Going back to get it is Andujar. Garver, easy stroll home, and the Mariners lead it 1-0. Dylan Moore gets the job done. There you go, base hit. Manny's going to wave him. Going to challenge that arm out there of Andujar. It is not in time and offline. A 2-out RBI, Mitch Garver. And the Big Dipper scores from second after setting it up with a stolen base. You got to love it. It's 2-0 Mariners. RBI for Garver is 18th. Love it when they catch a score from second. Make him throw you out, right?
One hopper to the outfield. Andujar has a good arm. It was just offline.
Yeah, hey, Garver gets into one here. Going back is Bleday. Gone! Home run for Mitch Garver. His 6th of the year. He's having a good day. Been on base 4 times. RBI single. He's got the homer go with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. You never have enough runs. It's 3-0 Mariners. Good to see him lean on one.
Yeah, for Garver, his 6th home run. Nice insurance run, too.
Mariner fans digging the Trident here.
0 for 3 on the day. The A's with only 2 hits. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field. Going out to the line is second baseman Dylan Moore. Backpedaling. He's there, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Mariners shut out the Oakland A's 3-0 here at the Coliseum. The Mariners win the series 2-1.
Manager Scott Service says Bryan Woo is in mid-season form, even though he's only made 6 starts this year.
Bryan was awesome today. I know he's super excited to get a chance to pitch here in front of all his family and friends. And then Julio, thank you. He was fantastic. What a season he's putting together. Really, the stuff, fastball, I think, working through that lineup. Maybe not controlling the counts as much as he has been, but just can't ask for much more. 6 solid innings there, and our bullpen was lights out. Yeah, the game's not always about the secrets. You know, sometimes you just go compete, and you're better than they are on certain days. And, you know, he's not trying to trick anybody. It's just who he is. And you keep doing those things until the league tells you you have to make an adjustment. And the league right now is, you know, they're just not on the fastball, the 2 different fastballs. And then Cal does a great job working back and forth based on the hitter and then mixing in a few off-speed pitches along the way. So we're going to keep him right where he's at right now. I was really happy to get him through that 6th inning to shorten the game for our bullpen today as, you know, Mooney was not available. So another series win, and we'll roll over to Kansas City. I think Garv, you know, you look at kind of April, I think he would like to forget about his April. But if you look at what happened in May, it's trending the right way. I do think we look up at the end of the year, I think Mitch Garver is going to be one of our best hitters in the middle of our lineup. I really do believe that. Again, it's always an adjustment. Coming to a new team, different expectations, never really catching a whole lot. Or he's used to catching more than he has, and we've tried to work that back into his game. But he's moving things in the right direction. I just love the fact he's taking the walks. That's who Mitch Garver is. He really is patient, hunting his pitch, and when he gets it, puts a good swing on it.
Bryan Woo himself said, yeah, he started a little shaky in the early innings, and then he settled right into a groove.
I think the start wasn't as clean as I wanted to be. Obviously, first pitch or first AB of the game, left the changeup up to Toro. and then yeah, I was falling behind. wasn't in great counts early, but was able to make some adjustments and get back in good counts later, and obviously got a little groove after that. So yeah, definitely a little bit more of a game of adjustments today rather than just like having it going from first pitch. I think kind of had to find it a little bit, and then yeah, ended up working out. I think the confidence just comes in the preparation. It comes in, you know, the stuff that we do throughout the week. It comes in, you know, looking at post game and seeing, you know, the real stuff. Like I said, counts. Where am I batter to batter, inning to inning? Am I falling behind? Am I in good counts or am I in bad counts? How am I setting myself up? And then I think doing that stuff consistently and showing that I can do that stuff consistently, that's where, you know, the confidence comes from. It's not just like putting up zeros. You can put up zeros but really not throw the ball well, and you can throw up a 6 spot but think you threw the ball really well. So I think it's actually, you know, you got to look at the process stuff. It's not as much the result stuff, but, you know, you continue to do that stuff throughout a season and, you know, hopefully come up on a couple of good numbers.
Seattle starts a weekend series against the Royals. They'll be in Kansas City tonight. Bryce Miller will start for the Mariners. Kansas City will go with Hogan Harris. The first pitch tonight at 5:05. As far as the rest of the American League West yesterday, well, Seattle was the only team that played. Everybody else had the day off. Seattle's lead over Texas is now 5 full games. Texas is below 500. Heck, the rest of the division is below 500, with the exception of the Mariners. So the Mariners now have a 5-game lead over the Rangers, 7.5 over Houston, and an 11-game lead over both the Athletics and the Angels. As far as the Apple Sox are concerned, they took advantage of 13 free passes to first base, and when you get that many walks, you usually win, and they did. They beat Port Angeles 6-3 last night at Civic Field. The voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, has the wrap.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox are 5-1 to open the 2024 season after they earned a 6-3 win over the Port Angeles Lefties on Thursday night at Civic Field. Wenatchee won 5 of 6 matchups in the head-to-head season series with the Lefties, and they did so with their patience at the plate on Thursday night, drawing 13 walks, 4 away from tying a franchise record set 10 years ago. Elijah Palaio led the way at the plate with 3 hits, drove in 2 runs. Matthew Delvecchio was brilliant on the mound, earning his first win with 5 1/3 innings and just 2 runs allowed while striking out 6. Now for the Sox, it's off to Victoria as it's a rematch of the 2023 North Division Series as the Apple Sox face the Harbor Cats beginning on Friday night at 6:35. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. As Joel noted, they hop on the ferry and are on their way to Victoria, a great, beautiful city, to take on the Harbor Cats. 3-game series this weekend. They're off Monday, and then they take on Bellingham at home next Tuesday. In the West Coast League scoreboard, some pretty strange scores like Yakima Valley 22, Springfield 6. You don't see that too often. Bellingham crushed Kamloops 11-1. Cowlitz got by Nanaimo 5-2. It was Corvallis over Bend 7-1, and the Portland Pickles beat the Walla Walla Sweets 9-2. All of a sudden, I'm hungry for an onion and a pickle. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On the 7th day of June for the Obscura holiday, happy National VCR Day. We now have a generation of people who have no idea or never operated a video cassette recorder, but this is a game changer. The original VCRs, of course, were professionally made for television stations way back when. With professional grade televisions, they were not designed for a home use. A consumer model first became available in 1972, and it ran you about $2,000 in 1972. And then when the rest of the companies, your Toshibas and your Panasonics and your JVCs and your Sonys and all those decided, hey, there might be a market for this, they got more sophisticated, they got better. And then we had the format wars, of course, in the 70s and early 80s, VHS or Betamax, which one were you going to do? We had a Betamax. Of course, VHS won the format war, and then VHS got slaughtered by DVDs. In 1975, the average price for a VCR at your local electronics store, anywhere between $1,000 to $1,400. 10 years later, 1985, you could pick up a good VCR for less than $500. And I still have one because I still have VCR tapes, you know, home movies and stuff. And how am I supposed to play them if I don't have a VCR? Happy National VCR Day today. I think it's time for a comeback. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history. Happy birthday, kind of. Well, not to that. To Vatican City. Vatican City, of course, has been along forever. But until this date in 1929, Vatican City was in Rome. It still is, but it was under the jurisdiction of the Italian government and the Roman authorities. But on this date 95 years ago today, June 9, 1929, the Lateran Treaty is ratified by Italy, which means Vatican City could govern themselves. They would become their own country. Of course, it's not a very big country. It's only 121 acres. That's 1/8 the size of Central Park. So Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. Population of Vatican City, 825, and every one of them is Catholic. You have to be Catholic to live within the city. There are no taxes in Vatican City. How do they raise their money? Well, admission fees to the museums. People buy stamp collectors get stamps in Vatican City. You can only buy them there. Souvenir sales. That's how the Vatican makes money. The Vatican City leads the world in per capita wine consumption. Well, you got to remember there's only 825 people who live in Vatican City, so that makes sense. But crime is a real issue in Vatican City, especially in St. Peter's Square, because the locals like to pick the pockets of the tourists. So they have a very high per capita crime rate. But most of the people who are victims of crimes aren't actually residents of Vatican City, but the pickpockets have a field day when the crowds gather at Vatican City, which is 95 years old today. Two significant Supreme Court decisions. One made national headlines, and the other one was barely noticed. On this date 59 years ago today, an opinion written by Justice William O. Douglas said in the case of Griswold v. Connecticut that married couples could legally own birth control. That's right. In the state of Connecticut, before this date in 1965, married couples could not have birth control pills, prophylactics, anything. It was actually against the law to use contraception if you were married in Connecticut. This case was ripe for a Supreme Court ruling, and they did. Of course, the famous right to privacy. There is no right to privacy specifically enumerated in the Constitution, but Bill Douglas said there are basic guarantees in the Bill of Rights that actually say there is zones of privacy that aren't actually explicitly mentioned in the Constitution. We shall see what today's Supreme Court will do about Griswold v. Connecticut. There's a couple of justices who think that needs to be overturned. And a case that almost nobody paid attention to, but it was huge. It set the precedent that vulgar writing is protected under the First Amendment. Cohn v. United States, June 7, 1971. Paul Cohen was arrested in California. He wore a jacket into a courtroom that had a four-letter word on the back of it. He took off the jacket and folded it in his lap, but that was enough for the bailiff to have him arrested. And the Supreme Court said, yeah, it's provocative, but it's not directed towards anybody, and it wouldn't provoke anybody into doing something violent. So he said, basically, John Marshall Harlan II said, one man's vulgarity is another man's lyric, and vulgar writing in public became protected free speech by the Supreme Court in a 5-4 ruling, which is still on the books today. And birthdays. Dino Paul Crocetti, the pride of Steubenville, Ohio. You know him as Dean Martin. Born in the state in 1917. He's one of those multimedia stars. Motion pictures, clubs, concerts, television, movies, recordings. He did it all. The king of cool, Dean Martin, born in the state in 1917. Tom Jones, Sir Tom Jones, he got knighted a few years ago. There he is, the great Welsh singer. Tom Jones, 84 years old today. Yeah, she's a lady, baby, Tom Jones. Prince Rogers Nelson, the pride of Minneapolis. Man, I can't believe he's been gone for 8 years now, but he has been. Prince was born in this state in 1958, but we got the music, baby. And my favorite cast member of Saturday Night Live for all those years, Bill Hader, is 46 years old today, still out there doing comedy, but whenever he was on a skit on Saturday Night Live back when he was a cast member, I always watched it because he was hilarious. He's 46 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. You know it's going to get hot this weekend. If your air conditioner goes on the fritz, your first call's got to be to Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They're good. They know what they're doing. Also, speaking of good and knowing what they're doing, our friends at Pool to Spa Services celebrating a milestone anniversary. I believe it's 35 years in business. Pool to Spa Services on Worthen Street, down by the Pybus Puppet Market. And special thanks to our super duper ooey good sponsor, Prestige Senior Living, both the Colonial Vista campus in Wenatchee and their satellite campus in East Wenatchee. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and then we're going to remind you that this Sunday you're going to want to go to the Grace Lutheran Church on Washington Street to listen to the Glad Song Community Choir sing a song or two. It's all to benefit Mobile Meals at Wenatchee. Trish Blevins will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Ole Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. Native storyteller Randy Lewis will lead a tour about the history of the Columbia River on June 8th in partnership with the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Tickets and information is on the museum's website. On June 9th, the Glad Song Community Choir will hold a concert to benefit Mobile Meals of Wenatchee. It'll be at the Grace Lutheran Church at 6 p.m. Admission is by donation, and there will be a silent auction as well.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey folks, this is Blueberry Carey bringing you a public service announcement. With today's fast pace, sometimes you just need to be reminded to just breathe. Come on out to Blueberry Hills and enjoy the panorama of beautiful blueberry fields and these gorgeous North Cascades mountains. Your food is always cooked fresh to order, and our down-home scratch country recipes are always well worth the wait. Our delicious breakfast dips, pies, and pastries await you and your family. So come on out to Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I work with combat veterans, some of whom suffer survivor's guilt, and they often ask themselves the question, why? Why me? Why did I survive when others didn't? Now, what I want them to know is that the answer to this question is not coming externally. It's not coming from somewhere else. The answer to this question, why, is not coming from somewhere out there. Instead, the answer comes from their own life. Because most of these veterans have gone on to live productive and contributing beneficially to other people in their lives, despite the trauma that they still carry and live with. Why did they survive? To have built their lives and their families and to be there for others, as many have been and continue to be. That's why. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock. But when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the program. If you haven't made plans on Sunday, the 9th of this month, congratulations, you just did, because you're going to be heading to the Grace Lutheran Church on Washington Street in Wenatchee to listen to the Glad Song Community Choir do the voodoo that they do so well to benefit my friend Trish and our friends at Mobile Meals. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Dan. Thanks for coming out again. I know when I call you or email you, you're good to respond right away, and we set up a date. And here we are, so thank you so much.
It probably wasn't, you probably didn't have to pull strings or really work hard to get the Glad Song Community Choir to benefit your organization, because you're in the damn choir.
That is so true. I have an interest in that too. So I seem to be have an interest in nonprofits and serving folks. So yes, very excited to be able to actually sing and perform in Mobile Meals' fundraiser.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts, again, it's this Sunday at the Grace Lutheran Church on Washington Street in Wenatchee. By donation, and some other stuff.
Right.
How did you get involved in Glad Song? Have you been a part of it since it was launched, what, about 4 years ago now?
Actually, no. It had been going for a few months. They started during COVID.
I remember that.
Right. So once we found out that our friend Tim was the director, and we actually have a relative that was already singing in it. So yeah, we started hanging out with them, and it just caught on. So yeah, it's a passion of mine and my husband, Bruce, also.
Yeah, Bruce has been on the show. He was on the show a couple months ago.
Right.
We went down to the bunker to see the crew down there.
Yeah, good folks down there.
Yep. And you guys just do this Glad Song just because it's fun. A bunch of folks getting together singing songs.
It's fun, it's joyful, and it's its own community. So it's our passion. So we like being able to help others. All proceeds for whatever nonprofit we're performing for, all proceeds go to that nonprofit. Glad Song never charges anything.
And not only do you put on a good show, you brought in some big crowds. I've seen some photos of some of your shows.
Yeah.
The folks come.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a little popular. And there's actually a few folks that follow us from show to show now. So that's great too. That sparks an interest.
Would you like to do more shows if you had the time? These are all most of the people in Glad Song Community Choir. They're working. You know, they have other things to do. You guys can only get together on Sunday nights to rehearse.
Right.
Do you parcel out your performances little by little, but you don't want to get too big?
So that's true. So we can easily handle about 2 or 3 performances a month. I think 2 is kind of what our director, Tim, would like to stay at.
How do you keep the material fresh for Glad Song, making sure you're not doing the same songs of every show?
Right. So a few times a year, new material is introduced into, and as soon as we learn it, we put it in our shows.
Does Tim take suggestions from the members of the choir? We should add this song or take this one out?
He has. So if there's an older song that's been there since the inception, he'll take that out, rotate that out, and obviously rotate in the new ones.
But there's always crowd pleasers, songs that you're going to do at every show because people just like them.
Oh yes, if they can sing along with them, as you can imagine, if they can sing along with that song, they love that song.
Do people do that? Do they find themselves singing unconsciously?
Oh yeah.
You guys get into a number and you're 16, 20 bars in, and before you know it, everybody's singing?
Oh yeah, clapping, and we love audience participation. And there's actually a song, Lean On Me, that we have them help us do about 4 measures afterwards, and they get a kick out of that.
The Bill Withers classic.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's talk about Mobile Meals. 53, 54 years old now, Mobile Meals?
Yes, since 1971.
You have a staff of 1.5. It's you, and then when you go on vacation or take some time off, you have somebody who comes in.
I do. I have a wonderful assistant, Susie Pitts, that helps me, and she actually she donates all of her time. She donates IT work also. So if I can't figure something else out, I call Susie, and she is good to come in and help.
For such a bare bones group, it's you, it's Susie, and your volunteer drivers. All of them volunteers. They pay for their gas.
Yes.
They pay for their insurance. They're not getting a dime.
Donate their time.
It's amazing how successful this is, considering you guys are just, you're there without a real budget of any kind.
Right.
In that respect.
Right. The drivers deliver because they want to. So it's kind of like when you have a job that you enjoy, you like to go to work. They don't even really see it as work. They just come and enjoy. And a lot of the drivers have the same routes, so they build up a rapport with the same recipients. They're here because they want to be here. So that's super.
And I believe you've told me in years past, you've had volunteers who were drivers for years and years, and now they're customers, so to speak. They're kind of clients.
Sometimes it works into that. So that's fun too. I love to hear those stories.
We're in Tricia's lovely and spatial office here in the basement of the Confluence Health main Wenatchee campus here.
Yes.
And no Confluence Health, this doesn't happen because they're the ones who are preparing the food, packaging the food, and getting it to you, who then get it out to the general public.
Yes, that's true. I have about 20-25 minutes in the kitchen Monday through Friday that I dish up the food, and they usually provide a helper so I can get out on time because they have to get ready for lunch right after that. So Confluence Health, our office space, our utilities, they provide free labor to put the sides together, which might be a salad or dessert or fruit. So we wouldn't be here without Confluence
And they don't have
Health.
to do it. They just do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yes, yes. Mobile Meals has partnered with a form of a hospital. Started out with St. Anthony's, that morphed into Rosewood, that has morphed into what we now know as Central Washington Hospital, which is part of Confluence Health.
The Mobile Meals, how do people land on your radar? They have a medical procedure, and the doctor says you're going to be immobile here for a month or so while you recover from this procedure. Here's Tricia's email. How do people land on your radar to become clients of Mobile Meals?
Right. So there's a couple different ways. So your instance might be because of medical support staff here in the Valley. We get traffic from our website. If they might type in Wenatchee Meals or whatever, it usually funnels right into mobilemealsofwenatchee.org. I've gotten several recipient applications that way too. I've gotten just phone calls. What are you guys? What do you do? Would this work for my mom and dad? Would this work for me? So yeah, there's a few ways that people can come at us.
Do people get confused between Mobile Meals and Meals on Wheels? It probably happens all the time.
All the time. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? Both of them have the word meals in it.
Yeah.
So if somebody is outside of our service area, I always give them I can't say it right. Meals on Wheels' phone number. So yes, yeah. So
what is your service area? What is your footprint?
So yeah, good question. Wenatchee area is Wenatchee Bridge to Mission View School. East Wenatchee area is the river up to Union Street, which is just about the airport. And then 31st Street over to 8th Street Southeast.
Because the meals that you send out, lunches, are warm. I mean, they need to stay warm.
They're hot and fresh. That's why we don't have a huge service area, such as Meals on Wheels can.
Right.
So it's wonderful that they can deliver into rural areas that we can't.
Does having the Central Washington Hospital kitchen staff prepare the meals, volunteer drivers, does that help defray the cost so it's affordable for people to do this?
It sure does. It would be a whole lot more if we had more overhead. But yes, obviously, the less overhead that anybody has, the less cost to the recipient.
So let's one more time talk about Sunday. Again, this Sunday at Grace Lutheran Church on Washington Street, right across the street from Washington Elementary School.
Right.
Show starts at
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Sunday. Which isn't that when you normally rehearse, Sunday nights?
Just about.
Okay.
Yes, it works out that way.
You will notice when you go into the Grace Lutheran Church lobby, there ain't going to be anybody there with a cash register or selling tickets because it's completely by donation.
Yeah, by donation. So, and I want to stress too, if somebody just wants to come and enjoy the entertainment, that's okay too. It totally guilt-free. If you can make a donation, that's great too. If you want to do it that night, if you want to go to our website, it's easy to do it that way too. We really want to spread awareness too.
How? What's the time commitment? How long is the show going to be?
So we're planning on 6 to 8.
Okay.
So there's going to be a couple 45-minute sets by Gladsong with a 15-minute intermission. During the intermission, maybe people can wander back out to the lobby and look at a few silent auction items available.
Yeah, we got golf. Three Lakes has donated some golf. Highlander has donated some golf. Also some unique one-of-a-kind handmade items too, right?
Right, a couple quilts, a couple Afghans, and a couple gift baskets.
And silent auction too. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
The live auction, people kind of go, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to try that. So, yeah, again, we want to make it fun and enjoyable.
When's the next, after this Sunday, you do about 2 shows a month, roughly. You never charge. It's all free. All the money goes to a worthy nonprofit. What's next for Gladsong after Sunday?
Right. I believe the next one after this Sunday will be later on in June for Vets for Vets. That's the Bunker.
That's the Bunker folks.
That's the Bunker folks. Again, all proceeds from that night will stay here local for local vets.
How you doing for drivers? For the volunteer driver, you're okay right now?
Drivers, we're in really good shape.
Okay.
Yes, we've gotten several husband and wife teams this year, so that's fun to be able to put them in the rotation too.
So you're going to raise money, and it all is going to go into the coffers. Is there any immediate need for stuff that you need right now? Is it just we need money so we can continue to charge pretty cheap for a hot lunch?
Right, right. So good question again. So it'll go into general operation funds for now, yes, so we can keep those milk costs down.
And of course, they'll take donations anytime. I mean, yes,
right.
Sunday night's great, but anytime you want to write Trish a check, she'll take it. She'll take it off your hands. No doubt about that. How long are you going to keep doing this? I mean, I know it's not a full-time job. You do it because you love it.
Right.
You're not getting paid squat. A little bit, but not much. How long do you want to keep doing this? Because this is your baby.
It is. I'm hoping to be able to be here a few more years.
Okay.
And then train somebody, hopefully, that has the same passion I do. But Mobile Mills will be here through the help of Confluence Health, our drivers. Right now we have a 6-person board that they're doing it voluntarily because they believe in it too.
Well, I mean, it's been going solid for 50 some odd years, so it must be working.
Yes.
I have a tremendous grasp for the obvious. And you're probably the queen of the spreadsheets, aren't you? You probably got Excel down flat, right?
Well, again, with the help of my buddy Susie Pitts, she helps me with that. But yeah, spreadsheets are big.
Tricia Blevins of Mobile Meals and Gladsong Community Choir.
Right.
Have a great show on Sunday. Let me know how it goes, all right?
Thank you. We will.
Say hi to your husband for me.
I will.
And
I might see him later.
Okay. And it's good to talk to you.
You too. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for NCW Channel
anytime.
for letting us be here and talking for just a few minutes. People do watch. I love it when people say, hey, I saw you and Dan the other day. It's like, yeah, good, okay. Watch Dan every morning.
Trish is one of those people I can't say no to, so she calls, we're there. Have a good time on Sunday night, all right?
Thank you, we will. We're
All right.
excited, so.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family. When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
All right, before we close out with the all-important weather forecast, once more a programming reminder. There's a lot of people who are not going to be able to make it to the Eastmont High School commencement exercises tonight at 6 at the Town Toyota Center, or Wenatchee's commencement exercises at 8 o'clock tonight at Leibofta Field at the Apple Bowl. You may have relatives out of town who want to see their grandkid or their niece or nephew graduate, but they can't make it here to the Wenatchee Valley. We will have you covered. It'll be on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV, of course. Eastmont's at 6, followed immediately by Wenatchee's at 8 o'clock. And we're going to be running them on our stream, on our live stream. If you go to ncwlife.com and click on the Watch Now icon, you can watch the commencement exercises via our website, or you can also go to our Facebook page, because we'll have the live stream of both broadcasts up and running on our Facebook page and on our website. A lot of people watch the commencement exercises because it's one of the big days of your life. Congratulations, by the way, to the class of 2024. And you couldn't have asked for better weather. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Not quite as warm as we were originally anticipating. We're thinking about 88 today. It'll be about 4 or 5 degrees warmer than it was yesterday because we're off to a much warmer start. 59 for the overnight low. Then our warmest day is going to be Saturday with a high of 91. The original forecast called for a bunch of that heat dome to work its way up towards our area. Well, it's not expanding north as they previously forecasted, so they're taking those high temperatures down just a couple of degrees, which is why we're going to get to 88 today. 91 on Saturday. Look how mild the overnight low is going to be on Saturday night. 65. Sunday, a little bit cooler. High of about 87 degrees. A little breezy on Monday as a shortwave bumps in with a high of about 88. Cooler still on Tuesday, a high of about 83 degrees. It's going to be a little breezy on Monday, a little breezy Monday night, a little breezy on Tuesday. Not so windy on Tuesday night with an overnight low of 52. By Wednesday, we'll only see highs about 77, which is actually just about normal this time of the year. Temperature when they begin at Wenatchee at about 8 o'clock will be right around 85 degrees or so. And that's it for us. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.